Oh, really putting the hog in hedgehog, aren't we, Sonic? Welcome back to Schrodinger's Sonic game, aka Sonic Rumble. So this video is kind of a companion piece to the previous Sonic Rumble video I made. So I'm not going to talk about the fundamentals of the game, it's just that the morning I published my previous video on Sonic Rumble, a massive new update dropped. And believe me, there's a lot to talk about, so we're going to talk about it now. We're going to talk about it now. So when Sonic Rumble was delayed, the reason given for that delay was that it would take time to implement brand new features that would fundamentally change the game, such as skills and new stages including City Escape. Mere 2 days later, there was an update, which included a brand new skills system and new stages including City Escape. So what's the damn holdup? So we've got a lot of new stages in this latest update. There are new acts for the existing zones, such as new run acts, there is a new chemical plant hunting stage where you collect diamonds, and existing stages have seen little improvements as well, such as the reduction of the wind gimmicks in Desert Ruin Race 1, and they've put little narrow bridges over the quicksand sections, so if you're ahead of the other characters, you don't have to just keep jumping in the quicksand, you can take the narrow bridge. There's also a new Silent Forest ring battle, which I really love, which has you jumping on these little tiki heads, and it's incredibly satisfying. I really enjoy that one. But I really want to talk about the brand new zones. So, we've got City Escape, and we've got 3 acts for it. We've got City Escape Run, we've got City Escape Ring Battle, and City Escape Team. City Escape Run is easily the highlight of the bunch. Like the other run stages, it is effectively just a straightforward Sonic stage. So this time we've got the new level theme of City Escape, which has been really nicely translated into this toy plastic playset art style. And just like the OG City Escape, it is mostly a downhill stretch, which is a lot of fun. Better yet though, this one has you on boards. So they've really integrated City Escape's theming into the overall gameplay experience. Like, they've done such a nice job at adapting City Escape into this format. Beginning with some downhill boarding, you've got some platforming as you work your way up the San Francisco steps. There's a big enemy you have to defeat, and his attack patterns actually took me a second to get used to. You have to attack him while he's starting to attack you, otherwise he'll just have a shield up. You've got a little bit of rail grinding in there, and it's closed off with a final stretch as you board your way down another hill. And yeah, this is a super fun level. Everything that made the original City Escape great is here to some extent. Minus one thing, and that's the gun truck. The gun truck is nowhere to be found in this run act, but it is in the ring battle. Yeah, during this ring battle, you're being chased by the gun truck. And if it hits you, you lose some of your rings. That's the overall threat here. It's a very simple stage, but again, really cool to see how they've implemented the iconography of City Escape into this challenge, and how that influences the gameplay here. They got very creative. Finally, there is the City Escape Team Act. And this is easily the weakest of the bunch. It doesn't really have much to do with City Escape at all. You've got 2 sides, red and blue, and you've got these little towers. And there are these little bomb badniks that you need to effectively push around using your homing attack. And you need to destroy the other team's towers. And yeah, it's fine for what it is, but I did find that desync was actually a little bit of a problem in this particular stage. So what this is where your game is not correctly synchronized with the other players. So it's like I'm homing attacking the crap out of this bombardnik and nothing seems to be happening. Now, desync is actually a bit of an issue with the base game, as my buddy Dave Ace pointed out, and could be one of the reasons why they're maybe holding fire on the release. Personally, it doesn't happen nearly often enough for me to really care, but I do think this particular stage here suffers from it the most, so I would maybe say withhold this stage for the time being. Honest to God, I'm actually not massively fond of the team stages, because there is an element of luck involved. You can be fighting for your life, doing your bit only to have other members of the team just slacking off. And yeah, that is kind of an occupational hazard with this kind of gameplay, but it's why I always dread these ones. I hate being eliminated for things that aren't actually my fault. There are times when it's fair and square, but there's also times when you can just see team members just slacking. Or maybe they're suffering desync. I get the feeling that it's the team activities where the desync is the biggest issue. I would rather they withhold these and release the game now than, like, wait on their account. I really don't think the team challenges are worth the delay. The other new stage is Sweet Mountain, and we've got Sweet Mountain Run. This is the best level in the game, in my opinion. I'd also go so far as to say that this is my favorite version of the Sweet Mountain level, full stop. It's fully 3D, it's very platform-centric. I love these little cakes that you can bounce on. I love how you can kind of speed yourself up by timing yourself correctly with these falling lollipops, which have dash rings inside them. Again, they've really put the Sweet Mountain theming to good use, maybe even better use than in Sonic Colors. It also takes advantage of like the upper route and lower route as you get towards the end of the stage, you've got more of the bouncy cakes, but you can aim yourself so that you will land on a rail, and these rails really give you a boost of speed, but are surprisingly controllable as well. It is the same old automated system, but they are in such short bursts, and then you have to aim yourself at the end of them, that the gameplay actually becomes kind of interesting. I actually look forward to grinding on rails in this game. And then finally there is the Sweet Mountain Ring Battle, and this one doesn't really factor anywhere near as much of the overall theming into the gameplay. You've got basically rings falling from the sky, you've also got donuts which are dangerous, they've got little Eggman insignias in them, and it's just a matter of collecting all these up. This game also has by far the best rendition of the Sweet Mountain level theme as well. Like, it just bangs so hard. I never thought I'd be fanboying for a Sonic Colors stage, but like, they did an amazing job with this. So they have now overhauled the character and buddy leveling up system. Rather than having lots of different currencies such as the fruits, it's now just a singular currency and you can decide whether you spend that on your character or your buddy. These come in the form of tune-up wrenches. Now, when starting this newest update, I was like, oh my god, where have my character levels gone? Fortunately, if you have leveled your characters up, they do give you enough of these wrenches for you to get your characters to where they were before. Not to mention, the game throws these at you as well. They can easily be earned as rewards in the challenge passes, or the events, or the Amy's request, or the Eggman's challenge. There's a lot of different ways to get these tune-up wrenches. Epic and legendary characters can also be leveled up further, but it does of course cost a little bit more. But yeah, they've just streamlined this. It's better, I would say. Simpler and easier for the player to understand. It used to be just kind of like, you know, if I would get a heads up that there's something that can be upgraded, I'd just be like, well, okay then, not really knowing what my currencies are. Whereas with this wrench system, I always kind of have some idea of where I'm at and what I can upgrade. I don't just have to rely on the notifications guiding me through it. They still do that, but like, it's just much easier to follow. It is now time to thank the patrons. We got Gosh Darn It, With Great Power, Just Another Evil Robot Clone Seeking Revenge, Xander Wolf, Ghostly Phantom, Twilord, KB, Sad Goku, Dare Denny, K.O. Bennett, I forgot I was doing the name thing, and Mr. SP, Sirius the Skeptic, and Biotin. There's also Press Play to Jason, Gideon Wells, Goober, Basic Content, Christopher, Reese Burns, Manalza, Goat Cannon, Litzy, Silver, Josh Strider, Grant Allen, Zach Kowski, Marv Animation, Coco210, Cho Henshin, RT0, Carlex, SSS06, and Vera Wild. Thank you all so much for your generous contributions, and let's now resume the video. My figures, link is in the description! The emote system has also been overhauled. I went to my emotes and noticed this has been drastically stripped down. They've taken away bonuses for using the emotes, and emotes such as punch and kick have been removed entirely. But this is so that they could shift them to the new skill system. I guess they must have really seen the potential in the punch and kick emote and decided to turn it into a gameplay mechanic. So skills are unlocked using skill points, which again can be gained through numerous different ways, be it through the challenge pass or otherwise. And you get to choose your loadout of your different skills that you've acquired, so you'll get different skills specific to different challenge types. And you can only equip 2 skills per challenge type. And these skills do come in different types. You've got offensive skills, which can be used to attack other players and steal their rings. Some of these skills can give you like a speed advantage and serve as a quick boost. Some can grant you temporary invincibility, and others such as like the ring swipe can be used to just draw rings into you, which can be a real advantage for ring battles. Now, if the loadout system does seem a bit overwhelming, you can have the game choose the best skill loadout for you automatically. And ultimately, there are only really 4 types of functionality that these skills can do. There's lots of animation variations, and these can also be more effective than others, and there are character-specific skills, such as Levitation for Silver or Chaos Blast for Shadow. So a cool loadout could be some nice offensive capabilities, such as the Chaos Blast, and then you could pair that up with Ring Swipe for ring battles, but then for run stages you could have the Air Dash, or you could have the On Your Right move, which is effectively just a boost. And all these skills can be upgraded using skill points. So it could be that you increase the range of your ring swipe, or reduce the cooldown, or get a higher range on your punch. There are lots of different ways to upgrade these. In the previous version, I noted that each character plays the same, but now that you can equip different skill loadouts and there are character-specific skills within that, you can make each of your characters play as differently or as similarly as you like. I mentioned before that they could have made the gameplay feel a bit more Sonic-y, and these skills do just that. Sonic can now effectively boost and air dash his way through stages, but it is worth noting that these skills also have to be balanced, and fortunately they are. These moves are ultimately arbitrary, you can play through these stages without them, and if you are worried about getting bombarded, well, there are so many players in each match and it is very difficult to target just one specific player. Not to mention, these moves do have cooldown times even when leveled up, so you are very unlikely to get unfairly bombarded. I will say I don't know how the skill point system works for new players. When I first updated, I was given lots of skill points to get a basic set of skills down, and I'm guessing that applies to new players too, I'd hope. Just so they're not sitting ducks. But if anyone wants to confirm that in the comments below, that'd be swish, I would really appreciate that. Also new to this update is crews. You can now join or create a crew, and in these crews you can initiate treasure hunts and play through the game to take home a little loot for yourself and the other players in your crew. If one of the players in your crew buys the premium pass, everyone in the crew gets a little reward for it as well. So it's just a means of, like, sharing the load effectively. But there's really no sacrifice involved. It's very rewarding to be part of a crew. You've also got Rumble rankings. So all the matches you play are now ranked, and you can work your way up through the bronze, silver, and gold leagues to get rewards for being in those leagues. I believe the rankings are tallied once a week, I might be wrong about that, but that's when you get your reward. The rewards for this are usually a bit larger as well, such as 100 red star rings. There's also a brand new game mode called Special Rumble, and I gotta say I think this is the highlight of the newest update. Special Rumbles are limited time events that change up the gameplay of the Rumble experience. There is the low gravity Rumble, which basically makes your jump way higher, keeps you in the air a little longer, and it does actually work pretty well, but you do have to kind of gauge where you're going to land a little bit more as well. But my absolute favorite of these is the high speed Rumble, where everyone is running in boost speed. And I'm not gonna lie, I wish this were available more often. For the run stages, this feels amazing. Now, I will admit, I did think that for the high-speed rumble, the perfect thing to do would be make it so that all of your matches are race-based. But that isn't the case. And I gotta say, I think I broke out into a cold sweat when I saw, like, ring battles and survival battles showing up here. But you know what? The faster speed actually works really well, even for ring battles and survivals and hunts. So I really hope they'll make this mode available more often. Low gravity rumble's fine, I can give or take that one, but high speed rumble's really cool. Finally, I want to talk about the new events. So we started things quite small with the baseball event. They had a few baseball skins and skills to collect. Yeah, it's what it is. But there's also the storybook event as well, where you can get different characters in their Sonic and the Black Knight attire. Silver even got his very own Sonic and the Black Knight style attire. This is really fun. It is nice to see Sonic and the Black Knight getting some love. It's really funny, actually. One of the silliest skins you can unlock is Sonic with the Caliburn glove, but he doesn't carry a Caliburn. You can get a Caliburn as a buddy, though. Currently running is the Sonic Prime event. If you get the premium Sonic Prime event pass, you can unlock New York City Sonic, so he's in his New York shoes. However, you can also buy Mr. Dr. Eggman, Nine, and Rebel Rouge in the Red Ring store. I may not love Sonic Prime like some others do, but I am glad that these characters are being represented. Now can we get Cosmo, or the Freedom Fighters, or just something? Heh, boy do I have a card game for you. And finally, there is the Sonic 3 movie event, and this one is confirmed to be returning after the global release. I think they should all be confirmed to be returning, as it's not fair otherwise, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see what comes back and what doesn't, and then we'll complain about the stuff that doesn't come back. Unless it's Zavok. Zavok can stay. So for the Sonic 3 movie event, shadow insignias are scattered throughout the levels, and you collect these up, and then you can open mystery boxes. You can open 2 mystery boxes per day, 3 if you're willing to sit through an ad. And with each of these mystery boxes you open, you make your way over to your next prize. So if you were to play for 3 days, you should be able to unlock Movie Shadow pretty early on in the free pass. And I really like the way his design has been adapted here. He looks like a little toy of Movie Shadow, but he's also very scrunkly too. And you know what, in terms of doing the whole movie tie-in skin, I gotta say Sonic Rumble did it better than Shadow Generations, because I can just play as Movie Shadow whenever I want. It's not just locked to one specific level. Also in the Movie 3 event is a little Robotnik drone that can be your buddy. But there's also a rare act, which is the Sonic 3 Hunt Act. You're in Tokyo and you have to collect up little red orbs. But then you have to chase down Movie Shadow on his motorcycle, and then you have a little sort of mini boss fight with him. The more hits on him, the more red orbs you get. He starts off by hurling chaos spears at you, and then he chaos blasts. It's a really fun little stage. So I think that about wraps up what's new in Sonic Rumble. And I think they were absolutely right about one thing. These new updates did fundamentally change the gameplay experience. It's now a lot more involving. I'd say the skill floor is about the same. Still a really low skill floor, you know, you can play it and have fun very easily. But the skill ceiling is now quite a bit higher, which I really do appreciate. That is a really great way to go. The new skill system adds a lot more variety to different characters. The new levels are mostly welcome additions. I can still give or take City Escape Team. The events have all been fun, though I must admit some of these paid skins are highway robbery. Really? That much? But bottom line, the game is ready. They said it would take time to implement these features, but they're implemented already. They're here. What's the holdup? I really don't know what Sega are waiting for at this point, and I think the thing is, for as much as I've joked about people saying that they're no longer interested in this game, I do think that Sega are playing a dangerous game in taking the interest for granted now. We're on pre-Season 4, and that's ending quite soon. You surely can't have a pre-Season 5. Don't be ridiculous. I think there really needs to be at least a new release date this month. Honestly, the game is ready. I say just get it out the door. Just announce that it's coming in a few days or something, and then watch everybody get excited. But like, if more than a couple of months go by and this game still isn't out, I think they really are doing a disservice to the great game that they have here. It's really good. I've had people say to me, like, oh, it used to be that we'd ask for games to be delayed to ensure the quality. You don't surely want another Sonic 06, do you? And it's like, dude, I've played it extensively. It's ready. I really don't know what the marketing is going for either. Okay, you won. Free stuff tomorrow. Yeah, you won, guys. Game's still not out. The marketing strategy for this seems to be just pretend the game is out, and that's just incredibly frustrating. The last thing you want to do is frustrate your player base before the game's even out. Just release it. Just get it out there. It's ready. The video's over. Leave.